like, I think that was the most difficult part. But then it was so fulfilling because like at the show, like my dad was like on stage, like filming. And like, I remember like shouting him out because I didn't even know he was on stage filming. He just like snuck up there. Right. And everyone just started cheering. I'm like, what's happening? It's like, you just see my dad on his phone, like filming everything. And like, it was just like a proud dad moment. And then everybody in the crowd is just like, oh, this is so cool. And then like, for me, it was so cool to see like how happy they are now. And like, they couldn't be more like, they're literally my number one fans.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, and it's kind of I feel like even now in like in 2023, it's maybe this is just from like an online viewer perspective, but I feel like it's become more accepted than even it was like 3 years ago when you started doing that. I feel like a lot of families are getting like a lot of parents are getting more on board with their parents. I think just since COVID, but like at that time that was like wasn't really happening. It was like few and far between when people were okay with that and supporting that.
Yeah, I agree, dude. I remember even thinking because I began my music career like before, like right before TikTok like really was working and seeing it like catapult careers. And so I remember thinking, it's like, dude, I don't know how I'm gonna promote music. Like, dude, because at the time there was no other way besides like getting lucky in the Spotify algorithm or getting lucky on YouTube, right? Like nothing was as streamlined as like short form content. Like you post something and it reaches a ton of unknown, like, a ton of new audience members. Like that was unheard of. So I remember thinking, I was like, dude, I'm screwed. Like, I don't know how I'm going to promote this, but I couldn't even worry about it. I didn't even have music good enough, even close at the time. So like when TikTok rolled around and Instagram reels and YouTube shorts, all this stuff, I'm like, oh, this is like heaven sent. Like there's no better opportunity in the world for any creative or anyone doing whatever, in that field, like entrepreneur business, to make a living off of like whatever they love, like their passion, whatever. There's no better opportunity than now. Like it's insane.
That's awesome though that you were able to, even though you didn't necessarily see the path you were gonna take with it, you just kept going and kept grinding. Even when it didn't seem the most feasible, you just kept going in the next day and the next day, and
Yeah.
eventually you got here.
Yeah. It's been fun.
So going over I know that's gonna be a lot of music related, but what does your morning routine look like?
Sick. No, I love this. Actually, funnily enough, like someone else just asked me this the other day, just like a friend. Uh, because like it's funny because all my friends like go to college and whatever, and like I was the only one who did it, and so they're like, what do you do all day? Like
Yeah.
what do you do? You just sit around at home all day? Like because I have a roommate that like goes to college and he has his own job and whatever, and it's like I'm just always here. So okay, so I wake up like right now. The current routine is I wake up around 7:20, like no, right at 7:20. My brother lives across the street. He's my best friend in the whole world. So I go across over there to his house and we go to the gym together. We do that for like whatever 30-45 minutes. Then we come back. I've been starting to meditate again. I haven't meditated in a while, just being honest, but I love meditating and it's always been a big part of my life. Like, but I'm very like on and off with it. But so I'm back on it, and then I'll do that, and then I'll immediately start writing. So I'll start messing with the piano or guitar or finding samples, whatever it may be, just start writing. And then the writing usually takes like 2 to 3 hours. And then my first meal is at like 12 because I like to write on an empty stomach for some reason. Like I get all groggy after eating and stuff. So I don't do it anymore. So I just wait. Like actually like a rule I kind of made for myself is like I can't eat my first meal until I write a song. So I write a song, I aim for a song every single day. And then after that, like then it's straight like marketing mode. Right after I eat, I just start marketing. I start thinking of content ideas, start filming content. Like that takes usually a couple hours, like 2 or 3 hours, whatever. Um, and then if I have some time after that, I'll probably like start working on music again. And then by that time, it's probably like um, lunch/dinner or whatever. And then I don't know. I think I usually stop like, I don't know. I'm kind of always working. Like it depends on the day, but it's almost like every day all the way until like I go to sleep. But then if I can, like I'll try to like wind down, like hang out with some friends, hang out with my brother, hang out with my family, whatever it may be. But it's mostly just like music the whole day, and then like winding down a little bit at night, like me journaling. I like to journal as well. Um, and yeah, it's kind of like a brief rundown of it, kind of.
Yeah. What got you into the meditating and journaling? Was there any specific like piece of content or public figure that kind of drew you to that, or
Yeah, I mean, because I just love like learning in general. I'm obsessed with just obviously music and of course learning. And so whatever people I find or that have great teachings and whatever and whatnot. I think like Eckhart Tolle was like a really big like spiritual leader that I found that I loved. And then he introduced, like listening to him introduced me to a bunch of other people. Like there's someone called Dr. Joe Dispenza who has unbelievable meditations, and he's more so like focuses on meditation and like visualization for like your goals and your dreams. And so, you know, obviously I wanted to like manifest things in my life. And so I was like, okay, maybe I can do it through here, like visualizing exactly what I want, feeling what I want in the moment, imagining myself on stage, like all those things like I learned from like Dispenza, just so many thought leaders in that field. But yeah, I guess sort of them. And because I just wanted to learn how to create like neural pathways in my brain that would gear me, that would allow me to succeed, you know, like I'm like, it can't hurt, you know. And so I started doing it, and it just started helping me so much. It started like, I don't know, I would just start getting ideas out of nowhere, you know, for songs and for content. And then it would start working. I'm like, maybe there's something to this. And also just like, I feel like my brain is just runs 24/7 on everything. And so like meditating just helps me like center myself and come back. Like it makes life stop feeling like such a simulation, you know, like you can just go on and on and on. And then as soon as like I take like a deep breath, I'm like, whoa, I'm like, okay, my life can move slowly if you want it to. And it's like, it's just so nice to live in the moment. I feel like I was very future focused because nothing was going good for me in the present moment. So I was always focusing on the future. And I eventually realized like being present in every single moment, like on this podcast with you, like it just allows my life to be exponentially better. And I get to really be there for every single moment, and I won't miss a thing, you know?
No, I think that's really important. That's I think everyone can benefit from being more present, like just in day-to-day life. You get so much more enjoyment out of the little things when you're really there and not thinking about what's coming tomorrow, what's coming later, what you're
Yeah.
worried about, you know. And I think it also makes the things you're worried about less stressful because you're not constantly thinking about them.
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
All right. So with that, what's your biggest goal for the rest of the year right now? After we just talked about not focusing on things in the future.
No, this is no, I think everybody has like the most successful people, they have like the best balance between the two. Like they're rooted in the present moment, but at the same time, they're like they know where they want to go, and they have like things set in action in the present moment to get them there. You know, like I'll always be a dreamer. You know, I think it's an incredible thing. But of course, I don't want to miss anything. So I just you try to balance between the two. I think life is very paradoxical. Big goals and dreams, dude, so much. Like again, I want like a full on like headlining tour, like within a year. Like that is like a tour to me is like the number one goal. Like if I can get butts in seats, like to me that's like successful music career, you know, because you have online numbers, but can you translate it to real numbers? I really want that. And playing shows is my favorite thing in the world. Like I want to live on the road, you know, like I just want to travel and sleep on buses, sleep on cars, sleep on planes. Like I'm here for that lifestyle. I love it to death. Um, Tour, just, you know, grow. I really want to grow the fan base and create even like deeper connections with them, like the homies and the family and like all that stuff. So I really want to grow in that regard. I want to write a song every single day and like have fully fleshed out records. Like I want an album. I don't know, everything like that. But that's all like music stuff, you know, and then like personal goals. Like I mean, I want to be happy. I want to be fulfilled, you know, take my parents traveling, like, cause we grew up like without a lot of money and whatnot. And so like my parents never got to travel. And if we did get the opportunity to travel or go on vacation, they would send like just me and my brother. But like after they saved up like crazy and just so we could have like that sort of childhood where we can go on trips and stuff. So like we never really, like I saw them on vacations and whatnot. And like they were always working so much. And so I think it'd be nice like to be able to treat my parents to that. I don't know, like I mean I would love to retire my parents. I'm like, they deserve it. So like I need to really work hard for that too. Also, let's see, oh, I really want to write for other artists. Like I love to write, and I see myself becoming a songwriter for other people as well, like big artists and whatever. I really want to work with all my favorite artists, so I'd love to like write and produce for other people. That would be such a dream come true. But yeah, just I don't know, just keep going, just keep building. I think I just love to create. I would love to create different aspects of like my music career too. I don't know, branch off into different businesses, whatever makes sense. But I'm just obsessed with like creating. So I'll just keep doing that, but just still obsessing over music, making great content, putting it out there, developing you know, a great fan base, you know, with my fans and the homies, and just workshopping on that every single day and getting better every single day. Like if I do that, like I'm stoked. Like I'm honestly living the dream right now to me. Like I'm in love with like every day, and just working and building and getting better at the craft. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. You mentioned working with some of or writing for some of your favorite artists. Who are some of your favorite artists that you listen to?
Oh man, dude, right now, I've been like in a huge 21 Pilots kick. There's a lot of their influence in my upcoming releases. I've always loved John Bellion. Like I was inspired by he writes a lot for other people too. I love AJR. I love K-pop. So like BTS and Blackpink and New Jeans. Like I love everything. It's hard for me to find like music I don't like. And so yeah, those are like a bunch of my influences, but it could go from whatever. Like actually, I've been listening to a ton of jazz recently. Love jazz, like Leve, just instrumental jazz music. I love it. I love alternative, whatever it may be. Literally anything and everything under the sun. I just love music. I'm just such a fan.
Do you ever, I know like I've talked to some, like a lot of the artists I've interviewed have been like hip hop rap artists, and they'll talk about how like if they're like in writing mode, they can't listen to rap for like that period of time because they feel like if they do, when they go to write stuff, like nothing that they write feels like is actually coming from them. It's coming from the stuff that they've been listening to. Do you ever
Mm.
come across that with like writing new music or?
That's really good. No, all the time. Like I have to like not really force myself to listen to music, but kind of set aside time for it because I do find a struggle to listen to music while I'm making something because it's kind of the same reason. It's just I don't want to like start ripping off somebody with subconsciously, you know. And
Mhm.
I really want to develop like my own personal sound. But I realize like, you know, like having a really broad interest, then just taking bits and pieces from everybody, then like, you know, it becomes your own sound too. So I don't know. I'm kind of both. Like if I'm really trying to dial in a song, like I'll listen to other songs for influences in that genre to be like, how did they do it here? Okay, cool. I could take this why they did that here and throw it into my song. Or you're right, I'll just like stop listening entirely and I'm like, okay, what's like the craziest weirdest thing that I can come up with by myself and just like experiment around in that field. So it really depends. Like either way works, but I do think silence is one of the best ways to write. Like if you just sit there and like kind of allow yourself to get bored.
Mhm.
I think that's like a real I think like boredom and creativity kind of like play with each other. They're like best friends kind of, but they're like polar opposites at the same time. So I kind of subscribe to all philosophies when it comes to creativity. I just try and see whatever works and see
Yeah.
whatever sticks.
That's cool. Well, this has been really awesome getting to sit down and talk with you. Thanks so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. I know you're constantly working and trying to make make music and make content. So that's not easy to set aside time, and I really appreciate it.
No, it was such an honor. Like you asked such like thoughtful questions and really took your time researching and whatnot. So I genuinely appreciate your time. Like this was an incredible conversation for me. I really enjoyed every second of it. So thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Yeah, and I look forward to hearing more of your new music as it comes out this year. I really enjoy everything you put out, so I'm excited.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it.
All right. Have a blessed day. All
Thank
right.
you, you too.